Hey, what's up, you guys? So, I recently got into a discussion with someone who's new to engineering on Facebook, and he asked me to show him how you do the routing for sidechain compression and why you do it. So, I created this really quick and easy session. It's basically just something that I did in like 5 to 10 minutes. I just have easy drummer routing all the drums out into different auxes, and then I have expand to doing a bass, and we can listen to that real quick. Anyway, so what I did is I've created a situation where the volume of the bass and the kick is kind of like the bass sounds decent, but it's masking a little bit of the low end of the kick. And I like the balance that I'm getting off of the drum set. I kind of preset the balance inside of Easy Drummer with the mixer. So basically, this is kind of like how I kind of want it to sound, but I want it to sound a little bit more like fuller on the low end. And I already kind of EQ'd the kick a little bit to kind of give it some more oomph and stuff like that. So all I did is I kind of took out a little bit of the boxiness and kind of reduced a little bit of the dynamics. But it's still getting masked by the bass. And I kind of like the way that the bass is sounding. It's kind of dirty and kind of distorted and kind of like really like not super dynamic though. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do the sidechain. So we're going to go into the buses on our aux sends and we're going to select my sidechain output. Now in Pro Tools, your I/O is where you can name your buses. I've named every single one of my buses, so this way I know exactly what I'm going to use for each one. So what I like to do is I like to set my sidechain output to pre-fader, and then I usually set it to Unity just so I kind of get a basic rough idea. Next, we're going to grab any plugin that's able to accept a sidechain input. In this case, we're going to do the 6030 because it's one of my favorite compressors to use. Now, all you do is this little key that you see, you just kind of click on it, you select whatever bus you've chosen. So mine's the sidechain 1. And in this instance, I just hit key, which means that now it's listening to the key input. So now what that's going to basically do is that's going to make the kick drum be what's going to be triggering the compressor to compress the bass. So the bass will only be compressed when the kick drum hits. And we can do this really heavily to show you guys at first. So we'll do this with the Opto L, which is an LA2A in limiter mode. So let's try this. Cool, so you can hear it really heavily pumping. And if we listen, we can actually listen to what's actually going on. So that's a little bit less pumpy. It is still pumping a little bit, but I think that's going to sound a little bit better in the mix. So here we go. Let's bypass this first so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. The low end of the kick is still there, but it's just not popping out as much. So now we're going to activate the compressor while it's playing, and you can kind of listen for the really, really low end and the thump of the kick and see how it kind of cuts through a little bit more. We're not trying to over-exaggerate here. We're trying to just help it kind of cut through. So that's about it. It's really quick and easy. And as you can hear from that, you can do it subtly or even in extremes. I would actually do it a little bit less because it's sounding at the quieter parts like the kick is really just popping out a little bit too much. We're going to kind of just reduce it a little bit, but that's the basic idea of it. So basically what sidechaining is you're compressing the track that you inserted on, but you're compressing it based off of whatever input is being fed to it. And in this case is the kick. So the kick is compressing the bass. So that's it for today. I hope this was interesting. I hope this gave you guys something. I know I normally never do anything really hardcore basic like this, but I feel like because I've never done anything for beginners, it's kind of like leaving a little gap in whatever I'm doing. Again, this is for beginners. This is just like learning what sidechain compression is, how to do it. I'm going to do another video in a little bit, probably doing how you can use a gate in this function. And that's probably going to be more as like a snare with a gate and like a white noise or something, kind of to enhance the snare rattle kind of thing. So I'm going to be working on that maybe tomorrow or something like that. Anyway, hope this was interesting. Hope you guys like this. Let me know if it sucks. Let me know if it doesn't. I know my song sucks, so don't worry about that. So yeah, anyway, see you guys later. Bye.